Hi Tom and Joshua. Just a quick video just to show you where we're at. Some progress has been made. You can see on the mouth and on the eyes. I've put oh gosh, I'm struggling to find my words. Sorry about this. A chamfer or a fillet or whatever you want to call it, basically around the eye sockets and the mouth, so that it just doesn't look like I've just stuck in those particular geometries. It just goes to show, you know, when you look at these things, I mean, that's what happens to the mouth. You can't really, you know, it's one thing when it's drawn on in CAD, but it's another thing when you face the reality. You know, because you're going to get funny effects if you make that sausage mouth like vertical. If you make that sausage, these are not materials, by the way, they're just more realistic colors for you guys, but they're not the materials. But you know, they're kind of close, aren't they? I mean, but this is just my render viewport. This is sorry, this is just my working viewport. So yeah, coming back to the mouth. See, the issue is that you've got kind of two curves going on, because you've got the curve of the sausage, as it were, and you've got the curve of the actual head. So if you can kind of imagine, if that sausage was vertical, I don't want to disrupt it, to be honest, because I just knew it wasn't right. You know, if I did it any other way, if that sausage is vertical, then when you push it into the face, I'll try and do it without screwing it up. I don't really want to do this, to be honest, but it looks like 20 degrees should hack it. Basically, you end up with a great big hole here. I'm just thinking to myself here, one second, I'm just sort of thinking out if that can be, if that could still, no it can't. I'm just going to change it to, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, because then it'll I'm laughing because I'm imagining if you did it like that, it would be almost as though I'm holding a sausage between my teeth, if you can imagine what I'm trying to say. Can you kind of imagine that? You won't ever get round this, you know, you could fill that in, but then you'd have this bit of sausage sticking out. So, you know, you've got to kind of oops, you've got to kind of go that way. So you know, so that's what that is. But you know, it's kind of getting there, isn't it? I've made the if I go back to front and zoom out, I've made that more circular. It does actually, I must say, it does go into the head that little bit there. So if you want me to fix that, then I can fix that, of course. But if it's no big deal, then I just prefer to leave it, because it means messing around with the hair. But that's just me being a little bit, you know, a bit lazy. I don't want to even use the word, to be honest. But there you go. Yeah, so that's conflicting. But if you want that sorted, I'll sort it, no problem at all. It's just I'm exhausted, and to be honest, I'm going to stop in a second and go out for a big break. I'm going to go and take a couple of hours. I'm going to go for a walk or something. So yeah, so as you can see, it's coming along. I know about the, you know, I've got to make that white, that bit white. The blue cloak part, I've got to sort of split that up into 3 colours. His hands have obviously got to be the same colour as his face. If you could tell me what the colour of the tassel end should be, that would be handy. And I know that I've got to put in some pencil lines of that, and 1 button, his jacket front, 1 button, and trouser, you know, to differentiate that he's actually got some trousers on. And if we go back to the, if we go to the back, yeah, don't worry about the fact you can see a line there. It's because there's two pieces of geometry there. I've got to weld those 2 pieces together, so that's basically why that is looking like that. Let's go on to left and go on to right. So once I've set these up, I should be able to just go to left, and there you go, you can see. So there's left. sorry, this one's right at the moment, sorry. Left. I think it's looking pretty cool. I think it's, you know, it's looking smart, isn't it, really? Front. Hope you can see all of that. I'm doing it on a reduced screen just to save on upload times. Don't worry about these little black jaggies. They're just because I'm showing you it in a different viewport experience. It's basically throwing a light on it, so there's a bit of shadow displaying. I can actually switch those shadows off, but then it looks less realistic. But you know, I could leave it like that if you wish for the rest of this demonstration. So where were we? Back. Let's show you back again. Front. Left. Right. And I'll send you an image as well. I'll quickly send you an image just before I nip out. But it's looking good, and I'm really pleased how it's turning out, isn't it? It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So, you know, again, just to give you an idea, you know, it's not me being slow, it's me being, and you know, I could do it even better than what I've done it as, but you can see the eye detail, like that little, gosh, I'm really struggling because I'm quite tired, but you know, that like chamfer around the eye socket, you know, it does make all the difference, doesn't it? If I didn't do that, it just looked like, it just looked cack. So yeah, and I think actually the spheres actually work better than those round cylinder type shapes. So it's a shame that tassel's interfering with the hair, but you know, I'll leave. You know, I don't suppose it matters too much for the purposes of a visual. I'll do you a little perspective as well, so we can have a little look at what that looks like. So. You can play a lot with the back. That fold, those folds, to get those folds to look really natural. You could spend a day of your life doing that, trying to get that right. Well, at least I can anyway. But I think it all looks nice. I like the feet as well now. I'm happy with the feet. I like the way they now look. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, you know, getting there. Just little bits more to do. You know, these little bits, the cuts are really tricky. They're really, really tricky to do. It'd be lovely if it was just, you know, using a scalpel and just cutting them in, but it doesn't work like that. So, you know, I might play with that a little bit more just for my own benefit, really. But I guess that the real material that we'll actually use will be slightly less reflective, a little bit sort of duller, won't be quite as shiny as this. Okay, that's it guys, I'm going to stop there. There you go, look, it goes through as we described. Okay. Oops. Now even things like the arms, you know, that arm is the same length as that one. You know, it's not, well, it's slightly longer, but you know, I did it so it looked right, but also wasn't, you know, he's got one arm a foot longer than the other. And just something simple, like for example, if you said, oh, you did want a briefcase in there, look, that's a huge amount of rework to do that. Huge amount, because you'd have to move his arm up. I mean, you'd have to either have a tiny briefcase or you'd have to make his arm shorter. And if you make his arm shorter, you know, so you could get a briefcase under there, you know, then you'd have one short arm and one sort of normal looking arm. But it's these sorts of little things, you know, you think, oh, just put in a briefcase, no hassle, but it's not. It's like, you know, it could, you know, take the best part of a day, really, to put that in. Amazing, really. But anyway, you know, it's a lovely little model, and I hope you like it. And thanks to your feedbacks, you know, it's just getting better and better, so good stuff. Okay, I'm going to end there. That's exactly 10 minutes, and that should be plenty enough of listening to me. Thanks a lot, guys. Send me an oh, by the way, send me an email if you have any questions or anything like that, or any things you want me to pick up on. Okay, cheers.